This is the going to be the monthly message and reading for Virgo. So welcome to Mother Moon Tarot. Thanks for coming. April reading for Virgo. Just a few messages before we actually get into the cards. We are now in Aries season, which is great. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So in some ways, it is almost like the first sign of the year. Okay, so the first sign of the zodiac year. So Aries is very much an energy of that go, all about that kind of clear decision that I know what I want, I'm going to get it, I'm going this direction, and this is what I'm going to do. It's very kind of like headstrong kind of attitude towards Aries. And there's definitely kind of a vibe of that kind of going on with this kind of it being the first kind of month of the zodiac year. It's like, it's a here and now, let's go kind of energy. So we're stepping into that, having been through Mercury retrograde, and thankfully that is no longer with us. So Mercury retrograde has finished. It went direct on the 28th of March, thank goodness. So if you were having any kind of like delays, setbacks, having to wait for things not kind of coming through and happening in the way that you wanted them to, kind of delays with travel, problems with technology, with kind of phones, with editing, with anything like that, or even with kind of communication. If any of that was halted, that is all starting to kind of dissipate now, because it did go direct on the 28th. I will say, however, that that might permeate into the first 2 weeks of April, purely because time is energy and energy is fluid, so it can take a little bit of time for that to dissipate. So you may feel within the first couple of weeks of April that you are still feeling a little bit of that Mercury retrograde kind of energy, but we'll see what kind of comes up in your spread anyway. The other thing that I was going to say was that, as always, I meditate on your energy before I kind of come on camera. And the message that I got for you this month, Virgo, was it was interesting. It was a little bit of a kind of a somber kind of atmosphere to it, but it was almost like not an anxiety, but a want to kind of move forward. The numbers that I got for you was 0 and 1. So it's almost like, I feel like that's almost like the start of something new, or like it's you're starting from scratch kind of thing on some level. But take it how it resonates. As I always say, not all messages and not all the readings are going to resonate for everyone, because it is a general reading for the collective sign of Virgo. So, if it doesn't resonate for you this time, it may resonate for you next month in the next reading, or it may have resonated with you last month. But I do always say as well, make sure that you check out your moon and rising signs and Venus signs as well, because you may be resonating with those more in your chart than your sun sign this month. So it's always good to take a look and kind of at those as well, and see what messages you can take from that and put it all together for yourself. So please feel free to do that if you feel inclined to. But yes, 0 and 1 was the numbers that I got for you. And then the image that I got was, the message that I got was, it was like a release. It was like you kind of breathing and just like, okay. So it was like a breathe and release, okay? And then it was like the image of you like almost starting the engine in a car. So it's like, okay, breathe, release. Now I know where I'm going. I feel like I've got a new direction, and I'm kind of going to go in that direction. So that's kind of what came across for you. But I will say, just don't push anything too hard. Don't like push for anything to happen, because pushing something to happen isn't going to always be the best outcome for you. There was a fly buzzing around at the same time while I was doing your kind of tapping into your energies during that meditation there. And as soon as I got the image of you turning that car, the fly started buzzing around. So I just feel like, don't be so hasty, and don't be so hasty to move forward like a busy fly. Like, just take your time with it and allow it to happen naturally. Give yourself that time to breathe and release first, and then kind of move forward with the flow of things. But let's see what comes out in your cards anyway. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've always pre-shuffled the cards before I come on camera, but I always like to do them with you guys too. So let's have a little look. What does Virgo need to know for, oh God, you're quick today. What does Virgo need to know for April? What does Virgo need to know for April? Okay. What does Virgo need to know for April, please? What does Virgo need to know for April? That one. What does Virgo need to know for April, please? What does Virgo need to know for April? Okay. 3 more cards. What does Virgo need to know for April, please? What does Virgo need to know for April? I hope the lighting is okay because it's very, very sunny in here today. So I hope you guys can like see the cards and I hope it focuses and everything. So what does Virgo need to know for April, please? What does Virgo need to know for April? Okay. 1 more card. What does Virgo need to know for April? Virgo need to know for April. Okay. Okay, so you had another card jump out as well, so I'm going to take them both because I feel like they're both supposed to come out. So, okay, so I'm just going to take a moment to kind of put the message together and see what's coming out in the cards. As always, you don't need to wait for me. You can skip on ahead if you want to the start of the reading. But I just want to make sure I get all these messages for you first. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the first card that I got was the Devil. Okay, so first of all, don't freak out. Devil is a good thing usually. The Devil usually indicates caution with something or just a caution to make sure you don't repeat certain cycles. It can also mean that you need to release something. So there's you need to release like an old habit, or you need to release again, tying in with the release that I had in your meditation beforehand. Yeah, you need to release something. There's something that you're feeling chained to, or that you are feeling tied to or bound to, and you're not sure how to move on from it, but you need to find a way to just release yourself from it. And breathe easy. So, I mean, this could have been a situation that you were feeling tied to. It could have been a person that you were feeling tied to. It could have been a state of mind that you're feeling tied to or bound to. But whatever the situation is, or whatever this is for you, and however it resonates, there's definitely a need to let go of that. It could have been that you were feeling this very much so in the last few months, especially with all the eclipses that we were having since January, and then also the Mercury retrograde last month in March. So I do feel like this has been kind of going on for you for quite some time. Maybe I'd say maybe 3 or 4 months, this feels like. So whatever this is for you, I just feel like you need to start to release it. And I feel like you know this, and I feel like you have the tools to do it, but you are just uncertain of how to do it exactly. So but I do feel like it is coming into play for you. You're realizing that you need to kind of to have this release for your own self, for your own peace of mind. What I like about the fact that about the card that came out next is the fact that it's the Empress, and the Empress is a beautiful energy to have here. The Empress is all about new starts, new beginnings, things, new things coming to fruition. You can see that she's also pregnant in this card, so there could be some sort of pregnancy here for some of you. Not for all of you. It is just what's on the card there, but it's usually this is like it's like a pregnant with new beginnings kind of card. You can see, so there's the love there as well, so it could be a new beginning in love. It could be the start of a new relationship for some. It could just be the start of a new creative project, the start of a new mindset, the start of a new kind of like new chapter in your life, or it's basically just a new start of things kind of coming into play. And the Empress is very strong, kind of like fertile kind of energy as well. Like she's very much in her own element and in her own, she's very confident that, she is sitting pretty and she's sitting well, and she feels comfortable in her own skin, knowing that these new things are coming in. So I do feel like that is the energy that you're starting to embrace coming into the month. So I feel like this is that old energy that you've been feeling the last few months, feeling tied and bound to a certain situation or a certain mindset that you've been in. And then I do feel like there's a new there's this new kind of mindset, this new fruition, this new state of mind, and a new situation kind of coming into play. So you're leaving behind the old and almost coming into the new. Now I do feel like this could have been, with that Mercury retrograde energy kind of lingering in the start of the first 2 weeks in April, kind of lingering still. I feel like you'll probably feel like this kind of coming into the start of the month. But then, once that starts to dissipate and you feel like you're starting to release this, I feel then that Empress energy is coming in to take over that, or take that place. So that's it's a wonderful thing. It's come out with the old and in with the new, and it's a wonderful energy to have, coming into spring, with leaving behind the old winter, and the old cold and the old stale kind of situations, and coming into that new spring, clean, fresh, atmosphere. So really, really nice. What I do feel though is that you have this Two of Swords as your next card. So the Two of Swords, it is in reverse, which is a good thing. So the Two of Swords usually can mean that you have a choice to make, or you have a decision that you need to make, but you're blindfolded, you're not sure which choice to make because you can't see properly. There's some things that are hidden, so you feel uncertain about making the right decision. You also got the Moon there as well, which is all to do with like your inner knowledge, your intuition, needing to go within to be able to figure out what that right decision is for you. You've also got a lot of water in this card as well, so you could be dealing with a water sign, so a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. So you could be dealing with a situation with a water sign. This Devil card as well, if you notice, it has two people. So you could have been having to try and make a decision, or this old energy that you've been kind of going through could have been something to do with another person, possibly a lover, or a friendship, or a partnership of some kind, and now you're having to make this choice. But I do feel like because you have this Empress energy here, so because you have that Empress energy there, and that's the beginning of new things, the fact that this is then in the reverse is actually really good, because it tells me that you're kind of coming into this new kind of energy of, feeling more confident and feeling more grounded and feeling more like, you've breathed and you've released this old energy. Now you're starting turning the key in the car almost, and now you're being able to make that decision without feeling that conflict, or that conflicting kind of mindset, or without feeling blindfolded about making the decision. So you're feeling like you can kind of move forward with a decision that you've decided on. So I like that energy for you. It's a good energy to have. Now this card also came out with the Ace of Swords in the upright. Okay, so again, it tells me that you're deciding to make that choice because you've realized. So you've got swords are all to do with thoughts and logic, and thoughts and logic. So where she was conflicted here in the upright, not sure which direction to take, you're now able to then know which direction to take, because the Ace of Swords is all about like that kind of gesture of kind of information, that hand of new information and logic, and that kind of penny dropping almost, and you realizing that exactly which road to take and exactly what you need to do in that logical kind of thought process. So it's like that comes in, and you definitely know which way to turn. So it's really good, really nice energy. It's like you're kind of coming into your own, you're realizing. The next card then that you got out was the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is usually to do with, like, you know, looking at all the pentacles that you've kind of got. So pentacles are to do with your, you know, bare necessities in life. So, you know, money, finances, career, house and home, family, all those kind of core like bare essentials in life. So you can see he's, you know, sitting looking at all of these and contemplating them, thinking about them. However, this card came up in the reverse, so I do feel like there might be a little bit of confusion. You know, maybe that thing that you needed to take a look at, or that decision that you need to make, is to do with something to do with home and family. It could be to do with your finances or your money, or your career even. You may be kind of looking at what you already have at the moment and kind of feeling a little bit dissatisfied or a little bit unhappy about the situation that you're in at the moment. And you're trying to figure out, you know, you're looking at those and you're trying to figure out how you can turn it around, you know, to kind of feel a little bit more secure and feel a little bit more happy with, you know, that situation. It could be to do with that kind of, you know, that decision that you need to make. Could be to do with this, you know, these coins, so these pentacles, whether it's to do with work, family, home environment. You know, if you're feeling dissatisfied with these at the moment and you're not kind of feeling happy with the way that things are, you maybe feel like that you need to make a decision in order to kind of better that kind of for yourself. The next card then I got out was the High Priestess. So I feel like this is your energy. Now she came out in the reverse. So again, I feel like there's almost a little bit of confusion there. It's almost like you're kind of toing and froing. It's like you're going from the, you know, if you look at all these cards, if I just show them all to you now, you're kind of going from that old energy to the new energy, the old energy to the new energy. You're knowing which, sorry, I'll show them all to you now, 2 seconds. So it's like you're going from that old energy to the new energy, thinking this one moment, thinking, oh no, you know, I can't do it, or maybe I shouldn't do it, or, you know, this isn't what I want, and then kind of blocking your intuition, because you can see the High Priestess here, she has that intuition kind of at the top of her crown here, and also the pomegranates in the background, they're all to do with like new starts, the new fruition, new things coming into play, which you also have on the dress of the Empress here, okay? So it's like you're almost blocking your intuition and blocking that new start for yourself, because you're flipping back to this devil energy and not being sure about which road to take, or whether you should stay in that old energy that you're in, or whether you should flip it to this new Empress energy, that movement forward, positive change, positive new things coming in, and you making that decision and not feeling blindfolded about making that decision anymore. So you're kind of going from one thing to the other, So you're conflicted. Okay, you're a little bit conflicted still about what decision to make and how to move forward. And I say that as well. The next card you got out then was the Seven of Swords, or sorry, the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is all about, you know, like you can see that they're fighting in amongst themselves there, but you know, they look confused. They don't really know what they're fighting about. Okay, so you know, that you could have been that's the energy I feel that you're in at the moment, is that you're kind of conflicted within your own mind about what choice to make, and how to move forward in the situation, whether it be something to do with your home life, your family. You know, there is a gang of them there, so it could be to do with, like, you know, a family kind of quarreling or arguing, or you know, being uncertain about like a group of people, like a group of friends or a family. It could be to do with work as well. Like I said, it could be any sort of situation, but I do feel like it's like there's that kind of conflict of between people or internally within your own mind. Now that did come out in the reverse, so I do feel like that is almost coming to an end for you. So whatever it is, this conflict of flipping back and forth of, you know, should I release it, should I not, should I release it, should I not, you know, should I stay in this old energy or should I move into this new energy, you know, that you're kind of coming out of that conflict internally, and you're starting to see things, you know, coming into, you know, in a new light. So you are almost at that point of making that decision for yourself, and that's a good thing. The last card then that you got out was the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups, now it did come out in the reverse, and I'll explain why I feel that it came out in reverse in a moment. The Six of Cups is all about that. It's that, you know, first of all, it's a reconciliation card. So if this situation was to do with a love situation for you, you know, you could be reconciling with a person, you know, at the end of this month, or during this month even, you know, you could be, if you had any issues with a love situation or a partnership, there could be a reconciliation here. If you'd have an argument, you may kind of, you know, say sorry. You know, if it was to do with work, there may have been issues at work that you kind of, that are kind of starting to play out. Whatever the situation was for you, like I said, this is the reconciliation card. Things kind of working out in your favor, and it's the kind of stopping to smell the roses kind of card. You can see like she's smelling all those flowers, and all those cups are completely full of flowers, and they're all in bloom. You know, and it's balanced. There's 3 and 3 to get 6. You know. So there's balance there. They're full of life. There's abundance there. She's stopping to smell the roses, and things are happy. It's a very happy, jovial kind of card. So I do feel like this energy is coming in for you, but the fact that it was in the reverse, I feel that there is just a delay on that at the moment. And that is because you are conflicted, and because you are uncertain of which choice to make, or which kind of energy to kind of go with, to stay with the old or to go with the new, to leave one mindset behind or to kind of step into this new mindset, you know? So I do feel like, but I do feel like with the 5 of Wands here beforehand, I feel like you're kind of coming out of that conflict, like I said, and you're stepping into a kind of more fresh kind of attitude and a more fresh kind of mindset, in order to be able to turn that around for yourself. And then you can stop and smell the roses and see the delight and the wonder and the beauty in life. Okay, so I do feel like there is a little bit of conflict internally with you at this month. I feel like it's a little bit of a challenging month for you, you know, just internally thinking about, you know, which road to take, whether I should stick with the old or kind of pursue with the new. You know, whether to kind of leave old mindsets behind, or whether to change that mindset and push forward with new creative things, or new situations, or new people, or, you know, changing just your outlook on certain things. So I do feel like there's a little bit of conflict towards the start of the month and kind of throughout the month. But I feel towards the end of the month, late towards the end of the month, you're kind of coming out of that energy and you're starting to kind of figure it out for yourself. And that's when you're going to start, you know, you're breathing, you're releasing, and then you're going to turn that key in that car, and then you're kind of on that kind of road. So I do feel like it's challenging, but there's a good positive kind of ending towards the end of the month there. So, right, okay, I want to clarify. Let's have a little look. What do I want to clarify? Okay, I'm going to clarify the the 7 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Swords. Okay, so actually no, I want to find out what this devil energy is. Okay, why is the devil here for Virgo in April? Why is the devil here for Virgo in April? Yeah, absolutely. Page of Swords. So you got Page of Swords to clarify the devil, and that's definitely about the Page of Swords is about, you know, thoughts and logic with the swords there, and it's all about kind of, you know, kind of new information, like new things coming to light, that logic and that thought process becoming more attuned, feeling more confident in your thoughts and your logic, and kind of grounding yourself a little bit, and then feeling that you can kind of move forward with the thoughts and the logic on that. So I do feel like you're thinking about whatever this old energy was, you're thinking about it a lot, but at the end of the day, you are feeling like you're going to be ready to, you know, move through into this new Empress kind of energy. So I like that. That's a positive kind of clarification for the devil there. Okay, so let's have a look. Why is the 2 of Swords here for Virgo in April? Please, why is the 2 of Swords here for Virgo in April? Okay, yeah. Okay, so you got 8 of Wands to clarify the 2 of Swords in the reverse. So the 8 of Wands is all about new information coming in, new messages coming in, and new information coming to light. You can see all of those wands have new shoots on them. So it's all about new bits of information, new messages coming in from someone, or just new news coming in, whether it be from a person, whether it be something that you read, whether it be something that you hear, whatever it is, there's new messages coming in, and that is going to help you to be be able to, you know, to turn this into like the decision that you want, to be able to make that decision without feeling blindfolded or, you know, blind in the situation. So that's good. So whatever this new information is that's coming in, be aware that it will be coming in for you. You know, be open and awake to, you know, hearing things or knowing when you see that information coming in, because that's really going to help illuminate the choice that you need to make. So that's good energy. Okay, and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, why is the Seven of Pentacles here for Virgo, please? Why is the Seven of Pentacles here for Virgo? Why is the Seven of Pentacles here for Virgo? I want this one. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So to clarify the Seven of Pentacles, you got the Six of Pentacles, okay? So you're going from the 7 to the 6. So like I said, this came out in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles. So you were contemplating, you were looking at everything that you'd built, looking at everything that you had in your life, looking at all the work that you'd done here, and not being sure about it, contemplating whether or not you needed to change things, feeling a little bit uncertain about them, okay? And you needing to kind of change that mindset to look at how positive that actual work that you have done is, okay? Well, you got the Six of Swords to confirm that, okay? So the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is all about balance. It's about that give and take, okay? So it's about that sharing in abundance. So, you know, you can see she has a 6 of coins here all over her as a necklace there. But she's sharing those coins as well. You know, she's sharing the balance between these two figures on either side, okay? And there's rays of sunshine, there's abundance. So it's like you're finding balance, okay, to be able to turn this mindset around, okay? So instead of looking at the lack that you might have in your life at the moment, you're checking yourself, you're bringing yourself into balance. You're coming out of this devil energy, this old kind of lack mentality, and then you're coming into this new kind of fruitful, new beginnings, new start, new mindset, kind of energy, to be able to turn this around and realize what you have in your life is actually very abundant, and you have that balance that you want, and that in turn then is going to turn the Six of Pentacles from the reverse position back into the upright, so you see that balance again. So again, it's the 6 and the 6 balance, okay? Balance, that joy and sharing of give and take, and then that stopping to smell the roses and realizing that your cups are full, okay? So I feel like there's a theme here of needing to shift your mindset from that lack mentality, or that maybe a negative kind of mentality, or maybe you've been in kind of like with this devil energy, you've been in a very kind of low vibrational kind of energy whereby, you know, you've been hurt or you've been upset or you've been down, depending on whatever situation it was. You've been feeling rather sad or possibly even like depressed, you know, where you're feeling very somber, but throughout this month you're starting to change that mindset around and move that right, shifting that around in your thoughts and your logic, and you're starting then to come into this Empress energy, which is that new mindset. You're saying to yourself, okay, no, I don't want to be stuck in this sad, you know, gloomy kind of state of mind. I want to move forward, and I want to be able to feel that happiness again, and realize the abundance in my life, and really kind of change that mindset from that kind of sadness or that kind of negativity into this positive new kind of mindset. So I think that's, you know, it's all about finding that balance and shifting it from one thing to another, okay? So I really like that for you. Okay, so I'm just going to pull some oracle cards for you now. So the first one is the Moonology deck. By the way, guys, you can always check out which card decks I'm using in the description box below. So what does Virgo need to know for April, please? What does Virgo need to know for April? Ooh, okay. Okay, so you get full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. Yeah, absolutely. So whatever this choice is that you're trying to make, if you're trying to go from this mindset to this mindset, you know, the conclusions are within reach. So it's all within your own mind. Use your intuition, go within, and you'll kind of come to the resolution and the mindset that you need to come to. So yeah, definitely. With the new moon in Aries as well on Friday, the 5th of April, I feel like all this, you know, this new kind of mindset is going to start to shift in for you. So you're going to start to feel this kind of from then onwards. So it's a brand new start kind of thing. It's, you know, the new moon is all about new beginnings and new starts to things as well. So, okay, the next one is the Spirit Oracle deck. So let's have a look. What does Virgo need to know for April, please? What does Virgo need to know for April? What does Virgo need to know for April? What does Virgo need to know for April? What does Virgo need to know for April, please? What does Virgo need to know for April? Okay, this one. Okay. And you got innocence. Okay, and it says, innocence, purity, joy. You're being encouraged to just be you. You are the light and joy in this world. Expect positive outcomes to flow from your honesty and pure intentions. Absolutely. So it's like once you're changing that mindset, once you kind of allow yourself to just be you and allow yourself to kind of, you know, use your intuition and use that guidance that's telling you to kind of maybe change that mindset, it's like you are, you know, you're starting to see the joy in the world and starting to see that lightness in the world again. So it's about reconnecting with that innocence. And I think you're definitely doing that this month towards the end. It's a little bit challenging at the start of the month. So there you have it. Virgo, that was your reading for April. I hope that it resonated. I hope that this isn't too challenging for you at the start of the month. And I really do hope that, you know, you push through that and start to see that kind of brightness and that kind of, you know, joyful kind of ness of life at the end of the month. So I really hope you see that. So I hope you have a wonderful month. Please do comment below and let me know how it resonates, because it's always interesting to hear what people are going through and if it resonated for you. So please do that. Also, please like, share and subscribe. And if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel so that I can help to put out more of these videos for you guys, then the donation button is on my homepage. Yeah, if you would like private readings, the information is all in the description box below. But until then, guys, thank you all for coming and watching. I love you all, and I will see you in May. Bye.